Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us. It's Friday, 12:30 p.m, which means People to People is live on Facebook and on YouTube. My name is Peter Seaman and I'm in our Adelaide office, and today I will be hosting in place of Mark Smith. It's a cold day here in Adelaide and it's forecasted to rain for the next few days. What's happening in the news out there? Shout out to Victoria with the news this week with stage 3 restrictions back in place and increased numbers. We're thinking of you and we hope that this gets under control quickly. Today we will be talking about our regular numbers section, and Mark will be giving us an update on the latest stats and released this week. We will join Jessica Bales for an update from our market in Adelaide. Hi there, Jessica. Then we'll be joining Mark Green from our Western Sydney team with the opportunities of the week. Hi, Mark. And Kelly Shahade from Melbourne will be talking about our job hunting tip. I probably could use that, Kelly. Finally, I'll give you the dates for some of our upcoming events and that you may wish to catch. And if you have any questions during the live feed, please feel free to put them into the comment section. We're keen to get some participation and don't be afraid to ask any questions. Okay, so let's get into it. Firstly, we are going to hear the numbers section from Mark Smith, a video from Mark Smith.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Apologies for not being able to be present live on today's broadcast. But it is time for me to go through the numbers for this week. What I thought I'd do today is actually steal some information from our partner, Seek. They released their latest update on some specific industry statistics with the job ad numbers recently. So let me get into those. The first one I'd like to take you through is the Seek Job Ad Index by state. So let me pop that up on screen now. And what you can see here is that the dark line, the dark purple, is the level of decrease in job ads since the beginning of the crisis. And you can see that Victoria 72%, New South Wales 67%, overall an average of 66%, which is the same as Queensland, South Australia, and the ACT with the federal government there doing quite well. On the other side is via sector, and that's not industry because I'm going to show you industry in a second. But let's have a closer look at the, again, I'll pop that back up, is the different industries there, and you can see that consumer services down 84%, and the lowest level being the industrial sector there. Now, what I should show you or mention too is the circles, the red circles. That is the latest level. So you can see the depths of the crisis there. Those numbers are quite staggering. And then you've got the circles, which are where we were in the last 2 weeks. So there's been a substantial improvement. And the least improved sector, as you can see there, is professional services. So it's an interesting time. I mean, the way I'm describing the market to our clients now is that we have had a post-restriction bounce, which I mentioned last week, and the number of vacancies that are being listed with People to People has definitely flattened out, and it's the same again this week. We're running about the same this week as we were last week, which is less than where we were the week before, which I would say would be the hangover for the post-restriction bump. So now let's have a look at industry sector from Seek here, and here are some really interesting numbers. Again, the dark is the percentage fall in job ad numbers. The circle, the number in the circle is the latest level. And you can see the remarkable improvement in trades and services from down 66% to now only down 16%. Healthcare and medical down 48%, but now only down 10%. I don't think there are any surprises there. Hospitality and tourism devastated at 88% down, but up to -30%, and that shows the improvement from the restrictions being eased. No other surprises there. I should mention the areas that P2P is very big in, and that is sales, down 84 but now 44. Admin and office support, down 84 but now down 45. Call centre and customer service, 77 now 53. Accounting 69% down now, down 47. Manufacturing, transport and logistics I'm going to talk about in a second. Actually, let's just go there right now. And here's the graph on manufacturing. So overall, pre-COVID levels down 32% and 18% now. So why I wanted to show you this is that Peter, who's obviously taking today's broadcast, is actually our specialist in operations and supply chain in South Australia, and I thought it would be prudent to actually mention some logistics numbers. So what you can see in this particular graph is the period of time. The red line is manufacturing, transport and logistics. The dark line is all industries. The baseline level is 100. You can see there starting at the 21st of January. You can see the decline as we hit into March. The bottom of the market, as we always talk about, is around that Easter period of time, and then the steady decline. Look at the tick at the end, and that tick at the end, I think, is what we've certainly experienced at People to People, that the post-restriction bounce has now eased. Thank you very much, everybody. Enjoy the rest of the broadcast, and I look forward to seeing you live next week, in person, virtually, on Facebook. Thanks, everybody.
Excellent. Some very positive signs there from the market across all states and industries, I think. But without saying, there's still a little way to go before we're at those pre-COVID numbers. Interestingly, with the supply chain industry, as Mark said, that is my area of specialty. And I would say there's definitely some positive signs coming in that space. Our clients are increasing their activity. They're getting busier than they've ever been, and definitely hiring is coming back in there. So fantastic news. So now let's get on to the spotlight of the market, and we will be talking to Jessica Bales from our Adelaide team.
Hi.
Hi there, Jessica.
How are you?
Good. So tell us, how is the market down there in Adelaide?
Well, we're really lucky here in Adelaide because restrictions have mostly been lifted and the market is beginning to pick up again. We're still nowhere near as what we were pre-COVID, but we've been really busy the last few weeks, which is really exciting.
Oh, that's fantastic news. Are there any industries that you're finding are having greater demand?
Yep. So in the midst of COVID, we noticed a decline in business support roles across all industries. And now we're seeing that they are starting to increase quite rapidly again.
Fantastic. And have there been any big surprises in the market for you?
In my experience, the biggest surprise I've seen has been the rise in temporary staff being made permanent, and also a rise in permanent roles, because we did expect that temporary roles would boom a lot faster than perm roles, but it's been the opposite.
Great, so that's positive news. So more perm roles out there for our candidates.
That's it.
Great news. And do we have any questions for Jessica and Adelaide market review? Give it a couple of seconds before we head over to Mark Green. Nope, doesn't look like there's any questions there. Thank you very much, Jessica.
Thank you.
See you. And so now let's take a look at the jobs of the week with Mark Green from our Western Sydney team. Hi there, Mark.
Hi, Peter. How are you?
Good. So tell us about what's the jobs of the week in Western Sydney.
Great. Yeah. So we've got a great opportunity for field service tech working across the Canberra region. So we're working with a client who's well established. They've been in operation for over 50 years, and they service a diverse range of industries, and they partner with leading manufacturers installing and maintaining their products. So this service tech will be responsible for installation and service of appliances and attending breakdowns, and really being able to solve problems. I mean, ideally, the client would like that to be over the phone where possible, and also to be able to, throughout their job, to be able to upsell different products and services. So it's really important to have good customer service and experience and good communication skills. So really what we're looking for is somebody with a previous experience in a similar role, maintaining electrical appliances. You must have a restricted electrical license. So what we're looking for there is ability for disconnect and reconnect, and be willing to either have or be willing to obtain police checks and a working with children check. It's a great role. They're offering a generous salary package and bonus structure, and the role comes with a fully maintained vehicle. So exciting, well-established company, and that's a role that we're working on at the moment in the Western Sydney area.
Excellent. Thanks, Mark. That sounds great. Are there any other benefits that our candidates should know?
A little bit of flexible working, obviously, because they're working across the Canberra region, to start earlier and finish earlier, just depending on what they're doing in the day. Yeah, that would be the main point, as I said, and a really good, strong bonus structure.
Excellent. And can you confirm the salary for me, Mark?
The salary is going to be looking at between sort of, depending on experience, the client's looking to pay from about 75 up to about 85, maybe 90 tops. So in the market at the moment, as I said, look, it's a really good salary out there, and generous, and they do get provided with their own vehicle as well.
Oh, sounds great. And how can job seekers reach out to you and your team?
The best way is to simply to get in touch with me by phone. So 02-8270-9766. But just give me a call and we can have a confidential discussion.
Fantastic. Thanks so much, Mark. And we will put the link to the job in the comments section. So if there is anyone that is interested in applying for this role or finding out more information, you'll find the link to the job in the comments section of our live chat. And also just a reminder for those that are looking for work at the moment to jump onto our People2People website and sign up to the job alerts so that you'll get notifications anytime there's new jobs like this role with Mark. Thanks very much, Mark.
Thanks, Peter.
Bye. And now on to our next section, Huntsman. So the job hunting tip for the week with Kelly Shahadi. I believe she will need to give me this tip very strongly.
So my tip is quite a simple one, but it's around a new feature that LinkedIn has introduced. So if you go onto your profile, right next to your name and your photo, there's a little speaker audio button where you can record how to say your name. And I think this will be really helpful for job seekers when they're reaching out to recruitment agents or reaching out to hiring managers where they're just not sure how to pronounce their name. So especially with my surname, Shahadi, I get called all kinds of things and I'll answer to most of them. Yeah, it's a good little tip, and I would encourage you to record your own as well. And I've popped my number in mine as well, which is up to you. And just make sure with your LinkedIn as well that you are set to open for new opportunities, because it just allows, when I'm doing my searches for roles, I can filter to that category solely, and it just speeds up the process. So make sure it's looking fresh and up to date.
Fantastic. Thanks, Kelly. That's a great tip. I really love the idea of being able to help people with pronouncing your name correctly. It's something that I know I struggle with, so it will be a great tip for all those job seekers out there. Thank you.
No worries.
Great. So now to talk about some of the upcoming events that we have. So our next webinar is coming up on Thursday, the 23rd of July. And this webinar is going to be talking about how to maximise your productivity during and post business not so usual. Our host for that webinar will be Kate Christie. Kate Christie has done a number of client events for us. So those of you who may have attended some of her events before, this will be another great one. So jump on and register for this event as soon as possible. If you would like to join, we will put the link in the comments section for you to be able to register for that event coming up on the 23rd of July. So thank you very much. That does bring us to the end of our Facebook Live today. So I would like to thank our guests, Jess, for joining us today with the market review there in Adelaide, Mark Green from our Western Sydney team with the job of the week, and Kelly Shahadi with our Huntsman job hunting tips. So thank you very much, team. It was great to have you here today. Excellent. And for those of you who are regulars on our Facebook Live, Mark will be back next week, so you won't see my face next week. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye and have a lovely weekend.